So I'm joined here on Darts in Ireland with the Mayo's Modus hero, Conor Heneghan. Has dropped by for a chat, which we're very appreciative of. So thanks for coming along, Conor. Um,
No problem at all.
First thing to ask you, I suppose, was a very big week for you there a couple of weeks ago at the Modus Super Series. You finally managed to win the actual finals night. You've done brilliant all week. You got through Group A, which is always difficult enough given the amount of games you played, 15 matches. So like that takes a serious amount of consistency. They constantly keep going up against players who are very high standards, you know. So the one take I took from it though is that I think it's the seventh series and this was your seventh time in the finals night. So and you hadn't won one
Yeah.
before. I got the feeling that watching you play that night, I got the feeling that you don't see it as much in the well, you do, you see it with players, but I thought it was very evident from yourself that you felt I'm not letting this get away from me. Nobody's beating me here tonight. Is that the kind of mindset you went into when you went into finals night?
Yeah, every time I went into the Saturday night, I always trying to go to win it, and I've always come up short the last couple of times. So last time now at that Saturday night, I was like definitely not letting it slip. Like I nearly lost the second game, which I was a bit annoyed about, but thankfully I won. So it gave me the throw then in the semi final, and then I obviously won the bull then for the final. So it just gave me that extra boost.
Yeah, I suppose yeah, when you think of the bull up is so important, isn't it? Given that it's only like it's the best of seven, so and quite a lot of the games
Yeah,
at that stage will possibly go to that last game, won't they? You know, there's always a chance that that's going
e-
to happen. So to have
definitely. Yeah,
that
sure.
last leg is kind of a
Yeah.
it does give you a great boost, I'd imagine, when you're going into it. I know there's an old story that Phil Taylor used to win the bull and put the other player up first to
Yeah,
try
yeah,
the
yeah.
games kind of thing.
Tried to
I
break
think
them straight
I'm
away.
not sure. I'm not sure in the best of seven that he would have done that. You know, I think it's
No,
probably be
definitely
looking at
not.
you want to keep the darts.
No.
And then the quality of the players as well. I mean, you were playing Andy Bolton in the final. We know from him last week, even at the Challenge Tour there, where he won two in a row over in Germany. I mean, you're talking like it's to keep that standard up, to maintain the standard. I mean, like how kind of in your own mind. I mean, how well did you feel you played that week, and like were you quite proud of how you performed to keep it going throughout the whole week and to get there in the end?
Yeah, I thought I did very well. There was obviously a few games that I wasn't up to scratching, but overall wise, I was happy. I was how I was playing. I was consistent enough, even during the week. And then on the Saturday night, I thought I did very well. You know, I think I averaged 94 or something for the night. So it's like if you're averaging that kind of high, it'd take a good lad to beat you. So I'm proud of myself for that.
Do you mind me asking in terms of like your preparation for something like that? I mean, do you do much practice anyway? Because like during the week, say when you're at home or whatever, or do you put extra practice
I,
in on the week leading up to something like that, or how do
yeah, you would. Yeah, you would. You try and get to as much tournaments around locally, or if there's an Irish ranking on somewhere, you definitely try and get to them. They're the best practice you can have is games, and that's how you get better as well. So is to get into these tournaments and playing, and you're playing different kind of players, slow players, fast players, more experienced players. So it all helps you in the end. Like,
Yeah, yeah. I think there's nothing really does beat that kind of experience of it, playing tournaments. In terms of the quality then
no,
that we have in Ireland, I mean, the week before you won, Shane McGurk had won his first 14 matches in the Group A as well that week.
yeah,
He got as far as the semi-finals. I mean, in terms of when you're talking about playing competitions here and all and playing at the ranked events, I mean, how good is the standard now? And have you seen it even improving in even the last 2, 3 years?
yeah, 100%. The standard in Ireland's very, very high at the minute. You can see like with Shane, Niall Cullen, there's a good few lads that are over in Modus as well. And there's some lads that haven't even got a shot yet that definitely do deserve a shot, like from around. It's very hard to win INDOs now. Like no one really wins them back to back, or you don't see everyone winning like a good lot of them. There's at least 20 players I think that could win an INDO, and then there's obviously more outsiders as well. But I think there's a high, high, high standard in Ireland at the minute. Yeah,
Yeah, I think that is the kind of indicator that you could literally pick 20 players and any one of them are capable of winning on the day if they get a run going.
yeah,
You know, get a bit of a boost maybe as they get a bit of momentum and stuff in relation to it.
definitely.
In terms of you've also been playing on the Challenge Tour, and I mean, I know the week there, as you say, that you're at Modus, you got the better of maybe Danny Jansen and Andy Bolton and stuff like that. they done quite well, and the Challenge Tour are up near the top of the rankings at the moment. Are you looking at that and thinking, well, look, I can beat these guys? I mean, so you must be taking quite a lot of confidence from the fact that you know that you can compete against guys who are doing well on the Challenge Tour. Is that something that like you're looking to as a long term goal to maybe get up the ranking tables and that and get onto the Pro Tour?
Yeah, 100%. Like the challenge tours are obviously very difficult as well. You know, having two on the same day. You're playing a lot of games if you're going far in the tournament. So yeah, definitely want to do well in the challenge tours. Obviously, I want to be on the tour, the proper tour. So that's the aim and that's the goal for the future and for the next year. Anyway, just try and get up them rankings again.
Yeah, yeah, and like when you take it, like I previously kind of described it as in a previous interview as like a bear pit, the kind of Q school. You know, you've got like when you get even when you get through the first 4 days, you're into like a final days of the 128 players who are all of an exceptionally high standard. You're just as likely to
Yeah.
maybe lose in the first round or go in a run where you could win 4 or 5. I mean, it's really just about for a player like yourself. I imagine it's just as you say, getting that experience and the confidence up that you know that you can compete with these people and trying to maybe, as you say, you've got different styles of players and players who play different speeds and stuff like that. Is that kind of something that you're noticing that you get more experience through even the modus as well? That you feel that eventually you'll get more comfortable at playing at that level?
Oh yeah, 100%. I think the higher standard you play, the better it's going to make yourself anyway. So if you're playing these big players, you know, like Danny and obviously Andy, I think they're both first and second out in the challenge tours, and they're probably going to get their tour cards for next year. So it's good to be playing against them, and you know, even beating them or even having close games. It's really good for you.
Yeah, yeah. Do you mind me asking? The challenge tour like is over a year, like so. There's a lot of events over the year, but they only give 2 cards that way, and then they give out there's a 14 cards I think they gave at Q School where it's just a week. Where look, would you prefer if it was that it should be kind of handed out more over the how you perform over the year, or do you think it's better that it's done over the week? Because I just kind of find that obviously if you hit a bit of form for that week and you get momentum and you get fly through, it must be brilliant. But like say you could have an injury or you might feel a bit unwell that week it's in the mid like
Yeah,
January where you might have a flu or anything could be. So it's kind of all on that week, really, isn't it? Like rather, or should it would
yeah, it
it
is.
more over the year?
Yeah, yeah, I think over the year would be better. It shows that you're playing more consistently. You know, like everyone could have one or two good days, and you could get a tour card, and then you go on the tour and you're getting absolutely hammered, and you're not even making money for yourself or doing well. If you're doing it for over a year, it shows that you're playing consistently well for 12 months, and that you're playing the like big players and all the time. And sure, I think they should like look at that maybe and see could they do that for over the year.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And speaking of ranking tables, you're obviously quite high up the I and the O's rankings as well. You go to a lot of the events. You've played on the Ireland team as a, I suppose as a young lad. I suppose we all dream of playing on an Irish team, maybe in soccer or whatever sport it is that we do well in. Has that been like an amazing kind of achievement to an experience to have?
Yeah, definitely to represent your country is always going to be great. Like I'm doing all right now at the moment. I think I'm in the top four going into the last one in April in Donegal. So hopefully I can stay in the top four, make the Europe Cup team and the Six Nations team. So that's the goal as well for the next month or two, to make that Irish team and, hopefully do well then with them.
And in terms of the like camaraderie amongst, I noticed I thought I've been at the last couple of kind of inter-counties at the youths, the INDL youths, and then at the A championships. And I found that everybody just gets on so well, don't they? Like, I mean, do you find that in with the international setup as well? And all the INDO officials, everyone seems to really get on well. There seems to be a great kind of atmosphere amongst the whole group.
Yeah. Oh, well, definitely. Yeah. Everyone gets on. It's like a big family kind of thing. Like we're all going to try and do the same, try and achieve the same goals. So like everyone's fairly friendly with everyone. Everyone kind of gets on, but as soon as the darts start, like it's either you or me. Like so, you have to kind of put that into behind you and just focus on yourself for a while. But it definitely is, yeah. I think everyone does get on, and it's great for the sport to see. Like,
Yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah, and the events are so well organized as well, which
yeah,
they get a lot of credit for it as well, which they deserve. In terms then of you're going to be playing with Ireland. You've got the Modus finals coming up. You're on the Challenge Tour. I mean, and is the goal, I suppose, like, I mean, do you see maybe next year as back at Q School that you can say, right now, I'm ready to really have a right good shot at this and try and make it onto the Pro Tour? Is that like the ultimate goal?
Yeah, 100%. That's the goal. Everyone wants to dream of, just to get your tour card and be on the tour. I think the modus helps. Definitely helps me. You're playing players that you're going to meet at Q School, if like you do meet, we'll say. But yeah, hopefully now I have a few more runs in modus before Q School next January. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of the Modus night, the night where we won the final, obviously there was we were in the Shearwater Hotel in Galway. There was the UTI and the O championships were on, so there's quite a lot of people
Yeah,
obviously staying over, and people were watching your game in their hotel rooms, and they come down afterwards, and there's a lot of buzz and chat about it. And then even the following week when I was playing darts, just in the local pubs and everything, everyone was mentioning your name and all saying how well you played. Are you aware of all that, or do you enjoy that as well, getting that kind of extra name for yourself when you're playing at these tournaments and doing well?
yeah, you do. It's great. Even locally here, everyone's kind of behind you. It's great to see, like, uh, the support you get. It helps you as well when you're over there, knowing that everyone back home is looking or watching you, and hoping you do well. So it's great.
Brilliant, yeah. Listen, I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us anyway. So we'll be doing loads more. I imagine we'll be talking to you a lot more. As you say, you're in the top four in the Irish ranks. You've the Modus final coming up and you're on the Challenge Tour and stuff like that. So I've
Yeah,
no doubt we'll be talking to you a lot more during the year anyway, Conor. I appreciate you taking
perfect,
the time
Keith.
to talk to us now, and we'll keep in touch.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks a million.